Today, I want to go over some vehicles that everybody should own in GTA Online. Starting off is going to be one of the contract DLC vehicles that have the optional upgrades of a homing missile jammer or a remote control unit. I would recommend putting the homing missile jammer on here because it is so damn useful. I set up a bunch of NPCs set to shoot at me with homing missiles and none of them could hit me. They can't lock onto the car whatsoever. This piece of Amani tech is so beneficial in the environment we play in GTA Online. Being able to jam the tracking mechanism in a homing launcher is amazing. I've even flown Oppressor Mark IIs, people were driving around in these cars, and I emptied a whole cache of missiles on one person because I could not hit their car at all. It is so helpful because you know how quick you could die. As soon as you hear that thing that you're being locked onto, 99% of the time, somebody is going to shoot a missile at you. 1% of the time, they'll just let you be. The vehicles that allow you to use Amani tech on them are going to be the Patriot military spec, the Jubilee, the Deity, the Buffalo STX, and the Champion. I would recommend purchasing the Champion or the STX. I think they're phenomenal, and trust me, it's going to be extremely beneficial for you while playing this game. Next, we have the Kasatka submarine. I don't really need to explain why we need this vehicle. The Pyro heist is still the #1 way to make money in GTA Online, and the only way you could start it up is by owning this $2.2 million nuclear submarine. You don't have to upgrade it or anything, just buy the sub, start doing the preps, and you'll make your money back after doing the heist for the second time, and then you're just going to be making pure profit. The best part is that people can actually complete this heist in about 1 hour from the very start to the very finish. On average, it'll take you about an hour to complete the entire heist as long as you don't do the unnecessary preps and you know exactly what you're doing during the finale. You should have no problem completing this heist and making a ton of money from it. If you run the heist just 3 times a day, you could be profiting well over $4 million, which is amazing. So trust me, the Kasatka is definitely the most useful vehicle in the game and it's something everybody needs to own. Next, we have the Oppressor Mark II. Just because you purchase it, it does not mean that you have to become a griefer right away. This is one of the most useful vehicles in the game for traveling around the map and completing any kind of missions, especially in free mode. Anytime I do any CEO work or VIP work or terabyte missions or even preps for the Pyro heist sometimes, I pull this thing out. It is so useful for traveling around everywhere. It's very quick to get on and off, and of course it takes off in a split second when you hit that boost. It's also very agile, turns around on a dime, and of course it's pretty hard for people to kill you on it because it's so small and you honestly have the upper hand. Being such a small motorbike that is so quick up in the air, it becomes really hard for people to counter it. So when you're using this thing, it's going to be very, very beneficial. Like I said though, just because you purchase it doesn't mean you have to turn into a griefer right away. Next up, we have the Akula attack chopper. I have to say this is one of the most useful vehicles that everybody should already own in GTA Online. #1 is because you can go off the radar indefinitely. Now, if you're doing any kind of missions in free mode, you're grabbing goods and trying to deliver them from point A to point B, or you're doing any kind of work and you can tell somebody is going to kill you no matter what, all you gotta do is pop those missiles in and then boom, you're off the radar for as long as you want. Obviously, you're not going to be able to shoot anything, but still, you're off the radar. And it's much better than activating something like Ghost Organization or calling Lester, because that stuff costs money. Once you have the Akula, you could do it as many times as you want and it won't cost you a dime. Of course, you also have the option to put barrage missiles on it. It's extremely agile and can go up to angles of 90 degrees, and it's also very quick, and it is also the strongest helicopter in GTA Online. What more information do you need about this thing? It's amazing, and everybody should own it. Next up, we have the Pyro. I have to say, this is one of the best planes in the game. It's extremely fast, and it also has the option to put missiles on it so you can kill people, and you could also rapidly fire them, which is very useful, unlike some other vehicles where you could shoot one missile, then another, then you gotta wait 3 or 4 seconds before you could shoot another missile. This one, you could shoot a missile practically every second. And since this vehicle is so fast, if you shoot those homing missiles and you're at a high enough altitude flying straight, you can actually start to outrun the missiles. You won't be able to pass them, but you'll start to catch up to them. And if you go into a nosedive, you will literally pass the homing missiles. And since, like I said, it's so fast, it's going to be very hard for people to actually kill you with homing missiles while using this plane, because you're flying at speeds that are so incredibly fast, most of the other planes won't be able to catch up to you, and if they do, they're going to run into another issue. They can shoot that missile at you, but the plane is so agile and so quick, the missile will most likely explode way before it even gets near the Pyro. This is hands down one of the best planes in the game, and I think everybody should own it. Just before we end the video off, let's take a look at this video's sponsor, Grand RP. Have you ever wanted to play GTA 5 as a police officer, or as a doctor, or as a gang member, or drive hundreds of different real cars? If so, check out Grand RP, one of the best roleplay servers in the world. If you click the link down below in the description, when you join, you get $25,000 in-game completely free. And finally, we have the tanks, like the Kinda Jolly and the Rhino tank. I think everybody should own a tank in GTA Online. Yeah, you can get killed very, very easily at this point in time while using a tank, but still, they are really fun and they're also really useful vehicles. The Kinda Jolly can seat 4 people. 2 people can activate grenade launchers on the side, and 1 other person can use the turret on the top, and of course, someone is going to be controlling the main railgun cannon on the front of the tank, which is going to be doing most of the damage, but still, that's a lot of people inside this tank, and that's a lot of weaponry for just 1 vehicle. It's pretty amazing, but it's also fun, like I said. Like, for example, if you want to purchase the Rhino tank, because you don't have the funds to purchase the Kinda Jolly, if you head over to the beach, there is a crazy launch glitch you guys could do. It's right over here at the lifeguard tower. All you gotta do is open up these doors by shooting it and getting one of your friends or something to drive through it, and if you put the cannon in the right spot, right between the door and the top, you will literally launch sky high in a matter of seconds. Like, you will be going well over 500 miles per hour and you will just shoot up to the maximum altitude that you can possibly go in GTA Online. It's insane, and it is a ton of fun. Anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps the video up for today. These are the vehicles that I think everybody should own in GTA Online. If you want to see another episode of it, drop a like on the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.